The Taking of Pelham 1, 2, 3 is a remake of the 1974 film of the same name. Why another remake, and is it worth a watch?
Probably another remake because the original is a good film. It's a competent heist movie with Walter Matthau. It's quite gritty, quite exciting, and yet not a lot of people know about it. It's kind of been forgotten in the annals of time. So it's a perfect film to remake in a way. Tony Scott's come on board, given it the Tony Scott treatment. It's kind of a bit bigger, a few car chases. You've got John Travolta, you've got Denzil Washington going head to head. So you can see why they did it.
Now, what is the price for New York City hostages this morning? What do you think, $1 million a piece is too high?
Well, I'm not a hostage negotiator.
Oh, I think you'll do just fine.
Try and stop and hear you guys talking, yeah? And Zach, get it on, tongue up. Get in there, go on.
In fact, for me, a little bit disappointing from Tony Scott. I do like Tony Scott. I think I was expecting something a bit punchier and a bit rawer and a bit more sort of, I don't know, a bit nastier. It is efficient, yeah.
What it does have, of course, is it's an action movie where both leads are, you know, to put it politely, not young. John Travolta and Denzil Washington. Obviously, last year we had Harrison Ford returning as Indy. Currently in the works is The Expendables with Sylvester Stallone. What is it with all the old action heroes?
I think maybe sort of it's about the studios just not having the sort of guts now to kind of go, let's try someone new out, you know, let's try out Pelham 1, 2, 3 with two young leads.
Yeah, I mean, it's not obvious who, like, the new Dolph Lundgren is or the new Arnie, or there aren't any obvious kind of people to come and replace them. And I think there's some, you know, there are some good young actors, Sam Worthington being a sort of a particularly notable one, sort of very raw, rough kind of Australian. I think he was a brickie. I met him quite recently. He was an absolute dude. He was just very, very cool.
You know, here we are in this, getting to do a Terminator film, big action summer blockbuster, and I hope we don't stuff it up.
He's surely not alone. Who else is out there?
I think Ryan Reynolds is on the verge of being very big. Now, personally, I know Rosie, big fan of Ryan Reynolds. I don't like him at all. I find him.
I really like him.
He's really charismatic.
I think there's that opposite. I find him really bland. I think he's really plastic. I think he's got a wonderful six-pack, and that's about it.
He is variable, so, you know, he did Definitely Maybe, and he was good in that.
So you keep on about Definitely Maybe. I think it's a terrible film, and he's awful. So.
It was all right.
Ryan Reynolds' career looked like it was dive bombing, but thanks, Jamie, you just pulled it up at the end.
But you do have a big man crush on Paul Walker.
Do we really have to go there now? Paul Walker, a very underrated actor, and I'm going to leave it at that.
I would like to explore Paul Walker's,
I'm sure Jamie would.
I phrased that all wrong. I would like to explore Jamie's obsession with Paul Walker, but we'll leave it there. And instead, let's just end with, you know, going through the last few decades, who's been our favourite action hero?
Well, because I grew up with his films, it's Arnie for me.
I'm going to go Mel Gibson before he was crazy.
Allegedly.
I go again, same reasons as John, because I grew up with him, but I'm Stallone. I was always a Stallone man instead of Schwarzenegger.
And I, from Moonlighting on, was a big Willis fan, and still am to an extent, so I'll go with Bruce Willis.